Biden's Trump convicted felon at Democratic fundraiser. U.S. President Joe Biden has again taunted Donald Trump as a convicted felon during a fundraiser, saying his likely opponent in November's election is waging an all-out assault on the American legal system. Tuesday's event with former President Bill Clinton raised $8 million, €7 million, for Mr. Biden's re-election campaign. That is part of a roughly $40 million sum raised by Mr. Biden and his top surrogates over the last 5 days, according to the campaign. The vast majority came from Saturday's glitzy fundraiser with movie stars and former President Barack Obama in Los Angeles that raised more than $30 million. First Lady Jill Biden has also been on her own personal fundraising effort that has brought in $1.5 million. Mr. Biden and Mr. Clinton, who appeared together with Ms. Obama at a March fundraiser at Radio City Music Hall in New York, headlined Tuesday night's event, held at the home of former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, a longtime Clinton advisor. Mr. Biden told a crowd of about 450 that Mr. Trump was desperate, and the threat Trump poses in a second term will be greater than his first, while referencing the former president's 34 felony convictions in a New York hush money case. For the first time in American history, a former president is a convicted felon, Mr. Biden said, adding, "But, as disturbing as that is, more damning is the all-out assault Trump is making on our system of justice." Mr. Biden has for weeks personally decried the former president for claiming that the case against him was politically motivated, saying it's reckless, it's dangerous, it's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict. But Mr. Biden's campaign has launched a $50 million ad purchase through to the end of June that includes its first television ad highlighting Mr. Trump's conviction, signaling they see the case as an issue of political strength heading into Election Day. Before Mr. Biden took to the stage, Mr. McAuliffe joked that the gathering he helped organize competed with the Hollywood big bucks. "We don't need all those movie stars and jugglers and singers and farm animals, whatever they got," Mr. McAuliffe said of the Los Angeles event. He also laughed when declaring to Mr. Biden, "When you win again, I am offering myself right now. I will mow the lawn at the White House." Hillary Clinton compared herself in 2016 to Cassandra in Greek mythology, who could see the future but was not believed, saying, "That's how I felt in 2016, when I was raising the alarm about Donald Trump." Now though, she said, "We can all understand how dangerous it would be ever to entrust him and his allies and his enablers to lead our country. He did such tremendous damage." Ms. Clinton said it was hard to understand why people who lived through the COVID-19 pandemic and Mr. Trump's presidency could still support the Republican, but sadly, there are many of our fellow Americans who seem willing to take that risk. She also called Mr. Trump a clear and present danger. Bill Clinton thanked donors for their money and said of the Biden campaign, "They will do a good job spending it." He added of Mr. Biden, "I've watched him do this job with standards and values, and with great impact." Last weekend's Los Angeles event, which also featured actors George Clooney and Julia Roberts, in addition to Mr. Biden and Mr. Obama, was the largest single fundraiser in Democratic Party history. Mr. Biden has ramped up his fundraising as Mr. Trump shows signs that he is gaining ground in the money game. For instance, Mr. Trump raised $50.5 million at an April gathering of major donors at the Florida home of billionaire investor John Paulson. The Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee say they have raised $141 million in May, added by tens of millions of dollars in contributions that flowed in after Mr. Trump's guilty verdict in his criminal hush money trial. The Biden campaign has yet to release its May fundraising figures.